Hello, dear friends. Tonight we're going to talk about flying on a spiritual high horse. Interesting, huh? So, this past week, person that I considered a friend of mine accused me of flying on a spiritual high horse. And when I actually thought about it, I was like, well, it is kind of true, but not in the sense that she meant it as better than anybody else, but in the sense of really being in a high vibration because I've done a lot of inner work and a lot of grounding and being in nature and being selective of what I let in my environment, which would mean body, mind, heart, and soul. And making sure that I feed myself high vibrational foods, not just for my body, but for my mind and for my heart. And being really connected to my soul and source. So there is nothing wrong with flying on a spiritual high horse and being really happy, joyful, and aligned, and going with the flow of life and experiencing synchronicity after synchronicity. But that does not mean to be better than, which is a comparison from the ego, which is always, living in fear, separation, and is going into grandiosity and inferiority, and has to have that comparison all the time and competition. Uh, but it's coming from a much deeper, grounded place where we can imagine like trees. A young tree, the roots are not so deep and the branches are not so high. But the more the tree matures and the more a person matures through life, hopefully through successfully moving through all kinds of difficult experiences, every difficult experience helps us to root deeper. And when we process the feelings that come with it, our branches can go higher as well. Because in order to rise high, you need to have a very stable, deep, wide foundation. Oh, thank you. Sending lots of love back to you. So, this is how spiritual giants are born. And it's not something that we can do through rituals, through retreats, through meditation and practices, but it's through actually experiencing life. And in every difficult situation, choosing to turn to love, choosing to turn to faith, choosing to alchemize the pain through really actually processing it and feeling it to the depth of it. And that's where the wisdom comes from. And this wisdom is not from books. It's not just information that we read on Facebook, on Instagram, on whatever social media. It's not something that we heard on a YouTube video. It's not even knowledge. That is information that you practice. Let's say you hear about a certain diet or a certain meditation practice and you begin to practice it. But wisdom is actually born out of whatever information and knowledge you've acquired or got your hands on it, practicing it in the middle of an extreme difficulty. And that's tough. We're talking martial arts kind of like stuff, but on a spiritual level, because it's like so difficult and you have to pull yourself through. And in that moment of extreme difficulty, everything that you know somehow comes together from previous experience, from things that you have read, from things that you heard, and it somehow combobulates if you have the willpower to summon it and you don't go into fear, desperation, doubt, insecurity, but you go in the direction of faith. And all of a sudden, like all of this knowledge alchemizes and You get the alchemical gold, you get some solution. And this is how wisdom is born. And that's why wisdom is very difficult to be communicated. Knowledge can be communicated, but wisdom cannot be communicated. The wisdom needs to come from inside of you, from the knowledge that you have gathered, practiced in the middle of a difficult experience. And that's how we root deeper and we rise higher. And like I said, it doesn't happen through retreats, it doesn't happen through going to spiritual teachers, it happens in the school of life and how well we practice the things that we have presumably learned and how they combine in some magical way just for us. Uh, so that's how, when you deepen in the pain, in the grief, you can deepen in the joy and in the love. And your vibration naturally rises and becomes your new permanent state. So all of that is earned through being forged through the fire and making it every time. So if you want to fly on a spiritual high horse, this is how it happens, by not running away from difficult situations in life and handling them in such a way that everything is good for everybody involved. No ego, just trusting the divine and allowing the divine to work through you for the best outcome for everyone involved in a difficult situation. And when you live like that, definitely you don't want to be better than. That's like totally out of question because you live in oneness. Better than who? When we live like that, we just focus on ourselves, and naturally, we are a storehouse of wisdom. So we're happy to share with people who come to us to learn, but it's not coming from an egoic point of view of I have all the wisdom in the world and only I have it, and nobody else knows as much as I do, and I'm better than. But it's more like I've acquired some wisdom through difficult experiences in life. And if you are in a difficult situation and you're wondering what to do, maybe by sharing some things that I have figured out, it could help you find an easier solution for yourself. So it comes from a space of humility and respect and a desire to alleviate another person's suffering, even if a little bit, which we cannot do that for anybody. We can't save anyone. But maybe something that we have shared could help in that moment where they need it to alchemize with everything else and give them the perfect solution that unlocks the door of wisdom. And to me, true spirituality is to really follow your spirit. And a lot of times you could have a choice between uh, something that's not really glamorous, but you feel in your heart that you're supposed to do that thing, and something else that can offer you fame and riches and uh, recognition, but somehow you feel, no, this is not where my heart is taking me to. And if you are truly spiritual and living in surrender, you will choose the path of the heart, even though nobody gets it, even though people may even make fun of you or think you're a complete loser Or for a while, maybe nothing on the outside seems to be moving in your life. But you can feel the deepening. You can feel your roots going strong. And you're rising. And it's not for show. It's not for recognition. It's not for fame. It's out of a pure desire to be of service to the divine, to be a clear vessel, to be a beacon in the darkness for others that are searching for the light. And that's what brings joy. When we can assist others, when we can be a light, when we can offer a smile, when we can offer some kindness, when we can brighten someone else's day. Because deep down inside, we know that we're one human family and we're all connected. And one person's suffering is everyone's suffering. But in this way, one person's joy can be everyone's joy as well. So, if you want to fly on the spiritual high horse, I recommend the path of love and the yoga of love and just loving yourself, embracing and accepting yourself deeply as a manifestation of the divine, and loving others, seeing the God in them, and practicing kindness and working for peace in your heart and truly feeling your joy and sharing it and not shunning away from pain, from difficult emotions, but allowing them to pass through you, to clear away everything that is not love, and to extend your roots even deeper in the soil of the earth, our mother, so your branches can go even higher in the sky towards our Father.